ॐ आप्यायन्तु ममाङ्गानि वाक्प्राणश्चक्षुश्रोत्रमथो बलमिन्द्रियाणि च सर्वाणि सर्वं ब्रह्म उपनिषदम् माहं ब्रह्म निराकुर्याम् मा ब्रह्म निराकरोत् अनिराकरणमस्त्वनिराकरणं मे अस्तु तदात्मनि निरतेय उपनिषत्सु धर्मास्ते मयि सन्तु ओम शांति शांति शांति।
Mahopanisad, chapter 5, verse 154. Read.
तस्मिंस्तु तीव्र संवेगाद् भावयद्भासुरं वपुः स्थूलतामेति पाकेन मनोबिल्वफलं यथा.
How the mind step by steps becomes the physical body is being told now. Tasmin tu tīvra samvega. Tīvra samvega bhasuram vapuhu bhavayat. Mana sthulatam eti yatha pakena bilva phalam. Pakena bilva phalam. Tasmin means the mind which has got projected as Puryashtaka. Earlier told Puryashtaka in terms of Sukh Sharira. Now he says itself is going to get modified as gross body. So therefore, Tasmin means Tasmin Puryashtaketu. When that Sukh Sharira, we have seen Puryashtaka consisting of what? Pancha Mahabhutas plus Avidya Kama Karma. Pancha Mahabhutas means it's made up of Tanmatras of 5 elements. Nascent form of 5 elements. In the sense, the 5 elements before undergoing the process of Panchikarana. So that means Tasmin Tīvra Samvega. What is this Tīvra Samvega? Sudruda Abhimana. A firm identification with that subtle body as I. Samvega. Bhasuram Vapuhu. The physical body which appears like a brilliant body, Vapu, Bhavayat, continuously thinking of that gross body. What happens? Manaha, this mind, Stulatameti, gets transformed into gross form. It becomes gross. Stulatameti means becomes gross. How? Illustration is given. Yatha Pakena Bilva Phalam. Just the Bilva fruit by Paka. Pakena is by ripening. Actually, the ripening process of fruits is nothing but slow cooking. Should see, especially the mangoes, etc. The godown or that room they are stored, that means they are kept with the grass for a few days. It requires, and if you open that room or that godown, you will feel additional warmth there. Even otherwise, mangoes when they ripe, they feel little warmth is there. That's why some people what they do to remove the heat, they soak the mango for a few hours in the cold water. I think in a way it is good for health also. Pakena bilva phalam, the fruit of bilva. I hope you know that bilva also is a big fruit, very hard shell. They make from that, no, it's juice. That is what drinks, etc. they make. Very cooling effect during the summer. Further, the process of mind getting transformed into the physical body. Continue.
मूषास्तद्रुत हेमाभं स्फुरितं विमलाम्बरे सन्निवेशमथा दत्ते तत्तेजः स्वस्वभावतः
Tattejaha. Vimalambare Mushasta Dhruta Emabham Spurati. Emabham, not Spurati. Spuritam. Atha, see, Sannivesham Atha Adatte. Take that Atha. Sannivesham. Swasvabhavataha Adatte. Tattejaha. Tatteja is the splendor of that gross body which was appearing in the sky, in the space. Sky means the space. Tattejaha, the splendor of that gross body. Vimalambare, Spuritam, appearing in the clear space. Ambara, sky, clear space. Spuritam, shining, like what? Mushastha Dhruta Hemabham, Abham Tulyam, like the Hema. Hema is good. Dhruta Hema is molten gold. Gold in liquid form means it's so heated, it is a liquid form. So that is, and which gold in the liquid form? Mushastham, which is put in the crucible, in the mold, like the molten gold put in the mold, it's bright and brilliant. So that one, What does it do, Mushasana? Spuritam, shining. Atha, thereafter. Sannivesham. Sannivesha means an arrangement in the sense of form. A specific form, depending on what that gross body is. Swasvabhavataha. In accordance with one's prakriti or sanskara. Adatte, takes to. That which mind slowly, gradually, in this manner, gets itself as solidified as the body. See, you must have come across some critical statement by this atheist. This God, etc., is nothing but imagination of the mind, imagination of the man. Means what they say is there is nothing called God, it's only imagination of the mind. You should tell him, sir, you are talking only a little. Alpameyo vadasi. Go ahead. Why do you restrict the God as one which is project of the mind? Entire Jagat, including your body, is the project of the mind. In sleep, where are all these things? Mind is not there. None of them is there. So therefore, viewed from a certain angle, the entire Jagat, including our body and Ishvara, is nothing but project of the mind. And being the project of the mind, which mind itself is the product of ignorance, false Maya, projection is false. Therefore, me, Chaitanya, is totally free from all these, but the Jagat, including Ishvara, is only an appearance. Only an appearance. It should not be lip service. If you are convinced that the Jagat, including Ishvara, is only appearance, you will not run after Vishayas. You will not run after Vishayas. If you run after Vishayas, you still know not that Jagat is only an appearance, except that you have read in the Shastras, you have heard in the teaching that Jagat is an appearance, but it is not still your discovery. In the wake of direct knowledge, aparoksha jnana, direct experience, aparoksha anubhava, of Swarupa, I in its real nature, free from adjasta, as reflected in the antakarana, with a specific disposition. Unless that is accomplished, the mithyatva, the mere appearance of Jagat, will not be thorough. So, to begin with, Vishaya Vairagya, withdrawal of the mind from Vishaya is necessary, but total indifference toward them is possible in the wake of knowledge. Why in the initial is required? Because if initial Vairagya is not there, the mind is going to be always extrovert, Vairmukha. And the antakarana is bound to be full of Vishaya Visheshas, attributes. In such an antakarana, Chaitanya Atma in its true nature, free from adhyastha, cannot get reflected. What reflection of Chaitanya that is there in the antakarana, such antakarana is along with the Visheshas of the Vishayas, which are not the features of Chaitanya. you are experiencing Sopadika Atma, Savishesha Atma, Atma with the features of Vishayas, which is not Atma Swarup. So, in that specific disposition of Antakarna, wherein only residual Antakarna is there, no other Manovyapar, no other impression of the Vishayas, there the Atma Chaitanya gets reflected as it is. Shruti Pramana comes and tells, this is your Swarupa, I in reality Atma, and this itself is Brahman, the Adhisthana of the entire Jagat. You, in this Shodhitatvam, I that is cleansed is what? Brahma Swarupa. This is how Pramana works. But when that you, cleansed from Adhyastha, is not cognized, you are not aware of how the Pramana will work. It is like this. You are introducing some person to a friend. This is Mr. So-and-so Devadatta. Suppose, unfortunately, your friend is a schizophrenic. And beginning as schizophrenic, in the place of that Devadatta, he is seeing a Rakshasa. What will be the fate of your statement? You think that this person is a Rakshasa. Is the true knowledge? First, his judgment or appearance of that must be like Mr. Devadatta. Then he has not known that. Long back he had met, oh, this is that Devadatta. Knowledge takes place. Without being aware of what is called Tvam, the I in reality. Without cognizing I in reality. Same thing which can be said as without experiencing I in reality, where Triputis are not there. Because Atma is Saprakasha. Pramana, Mahavakya will not work. We have to start with I, which we know. Brahma is only Shastra tells. Straight away you can't go to Brahma. But certainly we can what? Purify the mind and make so steady that it becomes aware of its true nature. That is what is called Shodhitatvam Pada, which you are aware of. That is, you are aware of your real nature. And Pramana says, this is the Swarupa, this is Brahma. For any Pramana to operate, the samagris, the prerequisites have to be met with. If samagris, prerequisites are not met with, Pramana fails to operate. Certainly, eyes, chakshu, serve as the means of knowledge, Pramana, to see the form. But what is the samagri? Sufficient light must be there. And the object must be within the range of the sight of your eyes. If this is not met with, though eyes have the capacity to see the form, they will fail. Similarly, in our case, I Chaitanya Atma is available 24/7. Pramana says you are Paramananda. Limitless happiness without a trace of sorrow, without trace of upadhi. Yet, we are unable to know this, to become aware of it, to cognize this, because the karana, the samagri, the prerequisite, Shuddha and Nischala Antakarana is absent. Antakarana is there, not Shuddha, not Nischala. That is how we get deprived of our Paramananda Swarupa. Our value structure for Vishayas is so strong, we are not able to withdraw that. As a result, Antakarana is not able to become Shuddha, and by practice of running at Vishayas, it has no capacity to be steady, ekagra. See, mere study of Vedanta to the exclusion of what you call as generally yoga. I don't mean Ashtanga Yoga, etc. The means, the sadhanas to make the mind ready, the Vedanta does not work. The mistake is not that of Vedanta. The mistake lies in us, that we have not taken sufficient care to prepare the mind to gain this knowledge. So, Vedantic pursuit is twofold. Brahma Vidya, Yoga Shastra. See, in Bhagavad Gita, Brahma Vidyayam Yoga Shastre. Brahma Vidya, the actual unfoldment and revelation of our Sarup, for which mind has to be ready, for which yogas, the appropriate and adequate sadhanas, means have to be taken. So then only what? Atma Jnana can take place. So that is how here that mind, the splendor of that mind is Sannivesham Adatte, take that particular form. In this context, we see how Antakarana can take the form of Atma Sarupa, wherein we are aware of what you are and we get the knowledge of Paroksha Jnana. Now, how this? What is that? Physical body, mind so grossified as the physical body, how that it appears? Read 156.
ऊर्ध्वं शिरः पिण्डमयम् अधः पादमयं तथा पार्श्वयोर्हस्तसंस्थानं मध्ये चोदरधर्मिणम्
Ayam urdhvam shirah pindam tatha adaha padamayam parshayoho hasta samsthanam madhye cha udar dharminam. Simple, we know it. I am this deha, physical body. Urdhvam shirah pindam. Above is this pinda, like a ball as it were, of head, shirah. Adha, below, tatha padamayam. It is endowed with legs. Parshayo, on both sides. Hasta samsthanam. That figure of hands is there. 2 hands. Madhecha udara dharminam. That is why in the middle, the stomach. And this mind, in course of time, gets transformed into this physical body. Continue.
Kalena sputatametya bhavatyamala vigraham buddhi.
Stop. Kalena, in course of time. Sputatam etya. Etya, having got sputatam, means having manifest. Sputatam etya means having manifest. Amala vigraham bhavati. Amala vigraham means here, amala in the sense complete. It becomes a complete physical body who the mind has got now transformed in it. So that means body is not different from the mind. Now, the creation of different types of species and also the creation of endless shastras, praja srishti, creation of progeny, different species, and ananta shastras. Shastras, not 1 or 2, endless. See, we should know how to make best use of Shastra. We should have the knack of getting the essence of Shastra. Otherwise, there is no end to the Shastra. And it is not just possible for anyone to study all of it. There is a text called Uttara Gita. It is not in the Mahabharata, but it is said to be teaching of Krishna to Arjuna after the Mahabharata was over. In Mahabharata also, at one place, Arjuna requests after the war was over. Arjuna requests this thing, Bhagavan, you told me something very nice, goody thing in the past. Can you please teach me again? Krishna fires him. What do you think? Am I a tape recorder or what? I can't do that. But he tells him few things. But elsewhere, a text called Uttara Gita is available, wherein Krishna only teaches Arjuna. At one place there, Ananta Shastram Bahuveditav. Alpascha Kalo Bahavascha Vigna. Tasmad Yat Sara Bhutam Tadupas. Tasmad Yat Sara Bhutam Tadupasitavya. Hauso Yata Kshira Mivambu Mishra. Hauso Yata Kshira Mivambu Mishra. Ananta Shastram Bahuveditavyam. Scriptures are endless. And what needs to be known from them, Bahu, is not ordinary. Lot of things to be known. Ananta Shastram Bhavitra. Alpasya Kalo Bhavasya Vigna. But the time at my disposal is what? Very short. Even if 100 years of lifespan is there, 50 years gone in sleep, how? Then earning this, that, goes. It remains. Alpasya Kalo Bhavasya Vigna. And whatever little time available, there are what? Many obstacles. So therefore, Tasmad Yat Sara Bhutam Tadupas. Whatever that is Sara, essence of it, one should seriously take to that. How so yata Akshira Mimapu Mishra. He said, the swan is able to separate the milk from the water. It just discard the water, but only take the milk content. Like that. But then why is this so Ananta Shastra? Only give whatever that they say. It cannot be possible. Why? Because the disposition of different people differs. They need to be catered, suited to their disposition. So different modes of teaching need to be adopted. Their interest in many things have to be catered to that. Step by step, they get elevated. You can't expect all of them. Jayesh, mic off. You can't expect them to be others high level straight away. They need to be catered to at their level so that you uplift them. That is the beauty of our Shastra. Not like 10 commandments and some commandment. Thou shalt, otherwise unto hell you will go. That is only for restricted people, few people. It can't be universal. Universal means what? It should cater to each and everyone. Even a person like Walia, fisherman, should have a means to uplift oneself from what level he was. You know that the fisherman Walia who became Valmiki sage, his sin was such that he had about 7 drums filled with pebbles, and each pebble was indication of one murder. Think of it. How many people he has slaughtered? I think who is that? Sandalwood smuggler, Virappan. He also might not have done that. This fisherman Walia was not able to utter the word Ram, mar only. Kill. That was disposition. So if they complain to Narada, I can't say Ram. I say Mara. Okay, but do Mara. Mara. Rama emerges. And see, the original poet who composed Ramayana, such a great sage of the level of Vasishta, who composed not only Ramayana, Maharamana means Yoga Vasishta is there. Such a great sage. So as far as our Shastra is concerned, nothing is impossible. Then only it can be universal. Otherwise, okay, it becomes a sectarian. Caters to a limited people, if they properly take to. If they play mischief with that also will not happen. So fine. So now, how the Srishti, the creation of Prajas, Prajani, and endless shastras took place. Again, be careful here. Any such description of creation, of whatever it may be, is only a stopgap arrangement. You can't take it very seriously, because same at other places in a different way it is good. This we have seen many times. Tatparya Shruti is not in creation. Not to tell that actual creation took place. Only to show that by this method, spotlight the creation and take you back to your Swarup. That is what Shruti intends. So from that standpoint, let us read second line of 157.
बुद्धि सत्व बलोत्साह विज्ञान ऐश्वर्य संस्थितः
Next line.
स एव भगवान् ब्रह्मा सर्वलोक पितामहः
Saha eva Bhagavan Brahma Sarvaloka Pitamaha. Buddhi, Sattva, Bala, Utsaha, Vijnana, Aishwarya, Samstita. Sahaya Bhagavan Brahma. Earlier, Hiranyagarbha, Brahma here is Hiranyagarbha. That Brahma is what? Endowed with all these powers. Sahayeva, which was earlier pointed out. Bhagavan Brahma. He's got 6 bhagas, 6 glories at his divine, Aishwarya, etc. Brahma, and he is Sarva Loka Pitama. He is the grandfather of all people, Loka people. He is the original father of Hiranyagarbha at the subtle level. At gross level, Virat. He is the original father, because our subtle body is part of Hiranyagarbha. Our gross body is part of Virat. Hiranyagarbha is macrocosmic, subtle body is deity. Virat is a deity of macrocosmic gross body. So Sarvaloka Pitama is the grandfather of all. Why Sarvaloka? All of us have got our own Pitamahas, grandfathers. Grandfather, original grandfather. And you know, he happens to be endowed with all these. It was Samsita has got all these. What are they? Buddhi, faculty of intellect. Sattva, virya, the power. Bala, bala can mean strength, or also Ichha Shakti. What is the Ichha Shakti? Bala. Utsaha, enthusiasm. Vijnana, Atma Sakshatkara. Aishwarya, overlordship. mastery over everything. Just by presence controls everything. We also control many things. But after running after the entities to be controlled, this is the one just by presence controls everything. You know, according to our Puranas, Vishnu is the one who maintains the Jagat, sustains the Jagat. You, to maintain your family, how much effort you put for? And maintains all these Brahmandas, cosmos, one Vishnu. How much he has to work? And you have seen him reclining on the Adishesha with the eyes half open, lost in the Sarup, and by his mere presence, everything takes place. He is the overlord, he is the master, Aishwarya, Ishana Shilatva. That's mastery. He is in with such person. So how that Hiranyagarbha endowed with all these further propagate the species, etc. is being told. Read from second line of 158 up to the second line of 160.
अवलोक्य वपुर्ब्रह्मा कान्तमात्मीयमुत्तमम् चिन्तामभ्येत्य भगवान् श्रीकालामलदर्शनः एतस्मिन् परमाकाशे चिन्मात्रैकात्मरूपिणी अदृष्टपारपर्यन्ते प्रथमं किं भवेदिति इति चिन्तितवान् ब्रह्मा सद्यो जातामलात्मदृक्
आत्मीयं कांतं उत्तमं वपुः अवलोक्य भगवान् त्रिकालामल दर्शनः चिन्ताम् अभ्येत्य एतस्मिन् परमाकाशे चिन्मात्रैकात्मरूपिणी अदृष्टपार्यपर्यन्ते प्रथमं किं भवेत् इति second time सद्यो जातम् अमलात्मदृक् ब्रह्मा चिन्तितवान् इति ब्रह्मा चिन्तितवान्. So Hiranyagarbha thought of, considered how and when Atmiyam Kantam Uttamam Vapuhu Avalokya, having seen what? Vapuhu, the body. Whose body? Atmiyam, belonging to oneself. How was it? Uttamam Kantam Uttamam. Kantam, beautiful, uttamam, the best one. The avalokya, having this. That Bhagavan, then further what? Trikalamala darshana. That Bhagavan, whose vision is amala darshana, flawless, who knows everything in its real nature. Chintam abhetya, having taken to the consideration, started thinking. What he started thinking? Thinking what? In this, what? Etasmin, in this. Paramakashe, in the ultimate space, Chidakash, not Bhutakasha, not Hardakasha, Antakarana Akasha, but Paramakasha, the all pervasive, homogeneous Chaitanya, pure awareness and pure awareness. Hello. Etasmin Paramakashe. And what is its nature? Chinmatraikatma Rupini. Whose Swarupa is nothing but Chaitanya and Chaitanya alone. Matra Eka Swarupini. Matra shows, Kevala shows, no other trace of even Jagat. Chaitanya and Chaitanya. Presently, if it appears to be there for you, if you experience something else, it is on account of your ignorance. In reality, it is not there at all. See, there are two types of people. Let us take the empirical division. Theist and atheist. Atheist straight away discard the acceptance of some Ishvara. Theist do accept, but they have got different notions. No two will concur. Now, to this category of theist, even to atheist also, if told, look, the sentience principle in you is the ultimate reality, the divinity principle. How many will be able to grasp it? How many will be able to accept? Not able. How many of them will accept it? What? Do you think God principle is so simple? Because it should be very difficult. Go should over the head. This is where we suffer for want of Shraddha. That is why Krishna is very emphatic. Shraddhavan labhate jnanam. First beginning, starting point. The Shraddha in the Shastra. The Shraddha in the Krishna who is Vishwaguru. The Shraddha in the Shiva. Shraddha in Rama. Shraddha in Vishnu, Narayana. Same divinity principle from different standpoint. We lack. And our plight is what? Samshayatma vinashyati. Whose antakarana atma is full of samshaya, doesn't take to this, except the vinashyati, gets ruined. In the sense, this person becomes unfit for even other purusharthas, even on moksha jnana. Dharma, artha, kama also it becomes useless. So therefore, to have Shraddha in the Shastra. Other variety. 100% Shraddha. Not ready to do anything at all. Prayatna is necessary. So Prayatna also is necessary. Mere Shraddha itself will not work. That's why I say no. Bhagavad Gita. Tadvidhi pratipatena pariprashnena sevaya upadekshanti te jnanam jnanina tattvadarshina. Go to a competent master. Serve him. Inquire in nature. They will teach you how to discover your Swarupa. So therefore he says, in this Paramakashe Chidmatra Eka Rupani. And how far it is? Adrishta Pare Paryante. See, in this Chaitanya, without which you and me cannot do anything in this world. All vyavahara of the bodies are just impossible, including the vyavahara of the mind. Just impossible. And yet, we neglect it. We don't take seriously. Even we accept, it is still there in cold storage only. No further efforts to discover directly and be aware of it, experience it. If calamitous samsara is aparoksha, is directly experienced by me, its absence also, which is the truth, must be so aparoksha, so must be the matter of our direct experience. And all that hinders this gain is the disposition of the mind. It is preoccupied at wrong places. Doesn't take to that disposition which reveals the Swarup. So what is necessary? Effort is necessary. Therefore, in this Chaitanya Atma, now this is the process of what we are seeing is what averting it. But now who is thinking, considering this? Hiranyagarbha. He is now creating it. So creation. We were talking about the reversal of it. Say, what can be the first created entity? So he started considering. Say, Prathamam kim bhavediti. Hiranyagarbha, having such and such powers, say, having seen his beautiful body. Body means Hiranyagarbha body, Virat body has already come into existence. What can be the Prathamam bhave? The first entity that can be created, iti sadyo jata amalatmadru. Amalatmadru. Sadyo jata. Sadyo jata is the name of Bhagavan Shiva. This Hiranyagarbha, who has got the drishti. Which drishti? Atma drishti. Everything is Atma. Like whose? Like Bhagavan Shiva. Like Bhagavan Shiva. See, from the Jnana standpoint, among the Trimurtis, Brahma, Vishnu, Maheshwara, Maheshwara, Shiva is at the higher level because he is wielding the pure Sattva Guna, the tamas aspect of pure Sattva Guna. Whereas Vishnu is wielding Sattva aspect of mixed gunas. See, this is not to judge who is superior or who is inferior. It should not be this. Hari Hara me bheda nahi mano. Never compare and contrast and distinguish between Hari and Hara. They represent one and the same principle. But in terms of their tenure or avatara karya, function they have to take to the difference. That is what creation needs. Though Shiva is meant for samhara, that's why he is using the tama aspect. Left to oneself is the highest sattva level. That vision, this Hiranyagarbha got it, Atmadrishti. Sadhyo jatasya amadatma drishti. Who drishti was like the Atmadrishti of Lord Shiva. So Drik iti chintitava. So who? Brahma chintitava. Brahma Hiranyagarbha. What did he do then? Suppose you are handling some project, then you have to decide. And this project is already executed in the past, different ways. What do? You take those files, so referring what was done in the past, etc. What should be done, etc. Like that. These Hiranyagarbha started referring to the files past, which has been provided him by Ishvara only. But he only has to now do homework. Read.
अपश्यत् सर्गवृन्दानि समतीतान्यनेकशः स्मरत्यथोष सकलान् सर्वधर्मगुणक्रमान्
Samatitani anekashaha sarga vrindani apashat atho saha sakala sarva dharma gunakramat smarati samatitan past anekashaha is all past sarga vrindani vrinda samuha. He just recollected all past host of creations, group of samuha of creation. Chintitava. Atha, thereafter, Saha, that Hiranyagarbha, Sakalan, all, Sarva Dharma Gunakrama, all Kramat. Kramat means one after the other. All dharmas, all gunas, all course of conduct, one after other. What he did? Smarati means recollected to. He recollected, brought to memory, all, so that he can pick up now what is to be done. We'll continue.
स्वस्ति प्रजाभ्यः परिपालयन्ताम् न्यायेन मार्गेण महीं महिषाः गोब्राह्मणेभ्यः शुभमस्तु नित्यम् लोकाः समस्ताः सुखिनो भवन्तु काले वर्षतु पर्जन्यः पृथिवी सस्यशालिनी देशोऽयं क्षोभरहितः ब्राह्मणाः सन्तु निर्भयाः ॐ सर्वे भवन्तु सुखिनः सर्वे सन्तु निरामयाः सर्वे भद्राणि पश्यन्तु मा कश्चित् दुःखभाग् भवेत् असतो मा सद्गमय तमसो मा ज्योतिर्गमय मृत्योर्मा अमृतं गमय ॐ पूर्णमदः पूर्णमिदं पूर्णात् पूर्णमुदच्यते पूर्णस्य पूर्णमादाय पूर्णमेवावशिष्यते ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः हरिः ॐ श्री गुरुभ्यो नमः हरिः ॐ।